Hey, 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 happy Wednesday, you guys. Happy Wednesday. All right, let me go over here. Let me do an audio check. We're going to talk about how to not set your prices, 3 things to avoid when trying to set your prices. We actually, let's see, was it last week? I think it was. I had actually posted in my private Facebook group. And by the way, if you're not a part of that, be sure that you join. I'll leave the link once we get finished here. But I posted in there and I had asked basically like how many of you all were kind of getting started and kind of in that phase. And there's a lot of people starting their daycare businesses. I think it's just amazing that, there's so many, and that there's going to be so many quality childcare programs that are going to be going up. So, anyway, I had asked everybody that question, and I was like, you know what? It makes a lot of sense to talk about prices and how to actually set your prices and things like that. But instead of actually talking about how to set them, I want to actually share with you what to avoid, because this is, obviously the things I share with you guys are things that I wasn't aware of, that nobody told me. And I always like to make sure that I am giving you guys that value. So as you come in, say hello. Let me know that you can hear and see me okay. I'm going to do a quick audio check over here on my computer to kind of see if we're okay. And then we're going to get started, you guys. So, okay, yeah, I'm good. All right, so hope you guys are having a great September. I cannot believe this is September. I can't believe we've just got 3 months left of the year, which is crazy. But hope you guys are having a great September, a start to your, we're getting ready to get into fall. Can y'all believe that? It's like fall is pretty much around the corner. So as you're joining, say hello. Let me know where you're, I don't know why I always want to say, let me know where you're calling in from, but let me know where you're joining in from. And while you guys are doing all that stuff, I am going to go ahead and give my proper introduction for those that do not know me. My name is Ashley Benz. I am a childcare business strategizer and mindset mentor. I am the founder and creator of childcaresuccesstools.com, which is the #1 online platform for childcare business automation. And what qualifies me to do this is that I actually owned, operated, ran, and directed a daycare business for 10 years. I started out in my home. I started out with 3 children in August of 2005. We transitioned that into an actual center in about August. Well, I don't know if it was August, but it was 2007. And I did that for 10 years. So what makes my childcare business journey a little bit different from most people is that I was able to discover childcare business automation. Now, childcare business automation, for those of you who've never heard of this, you're maybe new, and all that good stuff, it literally changed my life. So I don't know if y'all can see this. I think you can. Okay, if you guys can see, I'm going to scoot just for a second. Y'all see that little girl right there? I don't know if y'all can see. Hang on, I'm going to see if I can scoot it up. Okay, I think y'all can probably see a little bit of that. But this little girl right here was the result of childcare business automation. Yes, y'all. And I'm not going to get on here and do a big testimony kind of thing about it. But it is life-changing. And when I say that, I'm saying that to the point that it allowed me and my husband, who struggled with infertility, to have this little beautiful girl back here, okay? So anyway, what I'm going to do is at the end of this video, if anyone is interested in learning more about childcare business automation, I'll be sure to leave. There's a free download guide that I have. I'll leave that in the link below. But it was life-changing, and literally what it does is that it allows you to rely on systems and processes that are more automated, and it allows your business to rely on those things so that you don't have to be there all the time, okay? And so that you can actually have a business and not a job. Because I always say it that, hello, Nikisha and Miss Moore. Happy Wednesday, ladies. Thank you so much for joining. But I always say that you're either creating a business for yourself where you are the owner, and the business is kind of something that's totally separate. You're either creating that type of a daycare daycare business setup, or you're creating a job for yourself. And what childcare business automation did for me is it allowed me to go from creating that job, because that's what I did, to going in and actually having a business where I was the owner. So yes, that's what it does. And I'll leave that information below. Hi, Rena. Welcome. Where are y'all coming from, you guys? I feel like Nikisha is in Louisiana, I believe. Miss Moore, I forget where you're coming from. Rena, where you're from. I would love to hear where you guys are coming from. I talked to a lady on my Instagram the other day. She sent me a message. And she said that she was very impressed with my Instagram page and all that good stuff, and that she was from Ireland. And I was like, I have never talked to anybody from Ireland. So, but it's really cool to have people all over the world and all over the United States here that's joining me. So Grand Prairie, Texas. All right. Never been to Texas, but I would like to go. I like to go anywhere, right? I love to travel. So thank you so much for joining. Yes, New Orleans. I knew that. Okay, you guys. So before we jump in, once again, I'm going to be talking about how not to set your prices and 3 things to avoid. But before we actually do that, I want to, I'm going to read you guys this little review that Holly Cooper sent me via email. Now, I will tell you, if you guys send me an email, if anything that I do here at Childcare Success Tools is helping you in your daycare business and getting started and learning about automation, whatever, if you send me an email and let me know like how I'm helping you and even just the small things that I do here, number 1, I will respond back, okay? And number 2, I will share that with the community. So Holly Cooper, she owns a home daycare in Florida. Now, Holly has been a part of my community for a while. So I kind of call her, she's like one of the OGs, okay? And so this is what she sent me an email, and she said, I wanted to share with you that I am actually at full enrollment right now. It's such an exciting place to be, and I'm really happy I found your content and have been working on different things to make improvements to my intake process and more. Very thrilling to be at this point, and we have been adding new equipment, supplies, etc. I am thrilled to be able to have the income to set aside and fix up things around the house. You guys, this is why I do what I do, because my purpose and my goal and my passion is you. I am after making sure that you are taking care of yourself. The thing about it, and you guys hear me say this all the time, is that you guys know how to deal with the kids. Like, you don't need my help for that. You don't need my help with, you know what I'm saying, like all that stuff. You guys know how to handle that as far as when it comes to working with children. But what I did not have, and what I know a lot of childcare owners don't have, is somebody that's got their back. Somebody that is after making sure that they are taking care of themselves. And so I love this about what Holly is saying, that she's got the income to, you know, fix up things around her own house. And Holly, I have been watching you. I know we're friends on Facebook. And I think you had posted, it's maybe been a month ago, where you got some new clothes for yourself, and you were kind of doing, you know, practicing some of the self-care. This is what I love to see. I love to see you guys not only, you know, providing that quality care, because that's important to me as well. I'm a mom. So, you know, I have a 3-year-old. Quality child care programs is something that's very, very important to me. But not only do I want to see you guys do that, but I want to see you take care of yourselves as well. So that is my passion. And I love hearing this. Thank you so much, Holly, for sharing that information and sharing that with us. All right, so let's jump into today's topic. Hi, Lakeisha. Hi, Toy. Hello, ladies. Thanks for joining. And this is, I think, is perfect. Once again, in our Facebook group, I had asked a question. I was like, you know, how many of you all are getting started, and when are you getting started? And a lot of you all are like within the 6 months to the 12 months range. Some people have even said they're trying to start like this month. I mean, you know, got different things, but usually what I saw a lot of was in the 6 months and 12 months. And I was like, you know what? You guys need information on how to set your prices. So that's what we're going to talk about today. All right. So, and once again, I'm going to share with you what to avoid. Now, before I do that, can you guys do something for me really, really quickly? Can you just please hit the thumbs up, the hearts, give me some thumbs up and some hearts. Be sure to click that share button and share this out with any daycare owner, friends, or anybody that you know of that could use this video. Also, If you know of anybody that's getting started, y'all, this is good information here. This is stuff I did not have. Thank you so much for that. And let me tell you guys what this helps do. When you guys give the thumbs up and the likes and all that good stuff, and you're commenting below, which I appreciate that as well. This helps to increase the Facebook's algorithm. And what that does, it allows for people just like you that need this information to get it, okay? Now, if you are watching this from YouTube, thank you so much, you guys. If you're watching this from YouTube, then what I need for you to do is I need for you to subscribe if you're not a subscriber, so that way you'll be able to get notification of when I post up these valuable information. You guys that know me know I'm not, there's no fluff stuff here. Hang on, having some connections issues. Says I'm back here. But this is real stuff, you guys. And so when you come to me, I'm going to tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you the truth about things. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. So be sure that you subscribe, okay? And when you do, hit the bell so that you get notified of when I post up these videos, all right? Okay. First thing I need for you to not do, okay, when setting your prices is setting your prices that do not allow for room to grow. So whenever you guys are, hi Rhonda, welcome. Whenever you, hang on y'all, I gotta put this over here. I have my little setup going over here so I can make sure that I'm okay. But whenever you guys are setting your prices, and this is what, when I'm working with clients and we're actually running these numbers, and you're in the beginning stages, you want to make sure that you set your prices where you've got room to grow, meaning that you've got room to increase those prices, you know, as the years go by. Because you should always, anybody, okay, it doesn't matter what stage of business you're in, whether you're getting started or you've been in business for a long time, you should always every year be reviewing your rates, the rate structure, how you got your rates structured, and all that good stuff, because you need to always be charging the right amount, okay? So make sure you set your prices so that you have room to grow, so that you have room to increase those as you go along. If you're just starting, I always like to tell people to, obviously, you do not set your undercharge, okay? That is one thing you don't do. So if there's anybody out there that's charging $95 and under, technically you should be charging at least $100. But if you're charging around the 95, that is, you are undercharging yourself, and I don't care where you're located at, okay? But yes, make sure that you're setting the prices where you've got that room to grow and increase those. So when you're starting out, I always like to say, try to get somewhere in the middle. You never want to be too low. Obviously, we don't want to be too high, but you want to be right there in the middle, and then that's going to give you that room to kind of, you know, increase those prices as you go along. Number 2. Okay, this is one that I need for y'all to hear, and I need for you to hear it very, very clearly. And, you know, you guys, when I come to you, I'm coming out of love. You guys know that. Hi, Julia. You guys, thank you so much for joining. Y'all, let me take a little sip here, because this one is one that is just, if you guys look at this, and here's the thing about it, y'all. This is not in my notes. I'm getting ready to tell you what it is. Run your numbers, please. I have worked with so many different childcare owners that they're not even running their numbers. And so what they're doing is that they're charging what everybody else is charging. And yes, I get that. We do want to be, you know, we want to be in the market, but at the same time, you need to be charging what is going to be profitable for you, which we're going to get into in a minute. What I need for you to do is stop charging by the age, okay? Now, this is something that I teach my clients, and whenever we are talking about prices and things like that, we dig into the numbers, and every single time that we dig into the numbers, we find something of where an owner is leaving money on the table by charging by the age. Now, here was how this all got started, okay? Back in the 80s when daycares, you know, started to even become into existence, you know, and I get it, but everybody was charging by the age. So, okay, if you have an infant, well, they're more work, so we charge high. And then as they become a toddler, well, they're less, you know, they become less, you know, less whatever. So we kind of whatever. And then preschool, we charge lower. I'm going to tell you something. I was working with a client this year we ran her numbers. I told her, I was like, you need to change your structure, your pricing structure, and you need to quit charging by the age of the child. So we went in, we ran the numbers. We used the CST, it's the CST Cash Flow Business Budgeting Workbook. And you guys, she was leaving $1,700 on the table a month. Now, I don't have a calculator, but you take $1,700 and you times that by 12. And I got to do this because this is what we do. And this is what you should be doing, y'all. So give me a second. I'm going to turn around here. I'm going to get this calculator out. So 1,700 times 12. Y'all, that is $20,400 that she was leaving on the table by charging by the age. So I'm telling y'all, listen, run the numbers, okay? Now, here's what a lot of people will say. And this is kind of like, well, they'll tell me, well, Ashley, you know, infants are more work, and toddlers, and they're all work, you guys. And let me tell you this. If you have a quality program, every age group is work, because when they're infants, yes, we are properly making sure that they are taken care of. We're giving them that, what they need as infants, right? But then when they turn toddlers, well, now they are getting into where they're crawling, so they're everywhere. And, you know, now we're getting into where we have to provide those sensory activities for them. So that's work to that. And then when they get preschoolers, well, now what are we doing? We're trying to get them ready for kindergarten. That's not work? All of it's work. So just charge by the day, you guys. You're going to see where, when you run the numbers, and I promise you will see where you're leaving money on the table. Okay. So that's the second thing to avoid when setting your prices. Avoid charging by the age, but charge by the day. Okay. The third thing to avoid, setting your prices like everybody else. So this is usually what people do is they'll look in the, you know, I was going to say phone book. How many people use a phone book anymore? I don't even use a phone book, but they'll go to Google or whatever, and, you know, they're looking at prices, and then they're like, oh, okay, well, everybody else is charging $125 for whatever, or everybody else is charging $200, or wherever you're from. And then, you know, what you'll do is you'll go and you'll say, well, I'm going to charge this much, right? Okay, so yes, that is one of the ways that you get the correct pricing, but also it's kind of also not one of the ways that you get the pricing. The reason why is because every other daycare business owner has their own overhead and expenses, right? Yours is going to look different from mine. Mine's going to look different from yours. So that will give you the roundabout. But what you need to do is you need to run your numbers, and you need to find out, what do I need to charge to make sure that I am being able to take care of my expenses, payroll if I have staff, anything else needs to be taken care of, and the most important thing, and to profit. See, this is where everybody starts to mess up. You know, and also you think about this too. Charging what the next person down the street is charging, or the next person around the block is charging, that's not even kind of wise, because what if she has her prices set too low, right? What if her prices are set too low? Then you're just kind of piggybacking off of her, but she doesn't even know what she's doing. Why? Because she's not running her numbers correctly, right? Now, here's one of the arguments that people will bring up is they'll say, well, you know, I don't want to overcharge because the daycare center that's a couple of blocks down from me charges this much, and then the parents are not going to come to me if I'm charging too much, or, you know, or whatever the case is there. Right? Here's the deal with that. Number one, you honestly don't want parents that are only after how much it costs. Okay? That's their only concern, right? Because if you're actually providing quality care, you want parents and clients that appreciate that quality, okay? And that will pay for that quality. Now, granted, I know that sometimes we can be in areas where we have to deal with the low income. I was in a low income area here in my part of town, okay? So it was like mixed. I was like 5 minutes from downtown, so then I had all the lawyers and all that stuff. But then I had an area that was low income. And so I myself had to kind of learn how to kind of be somewhere in the middle. But long story short, y'all, I'm getting ready to go I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but I'm going to go a little bit down it, okay? One of the things that I had to learn very, very quickly was that I could not base my pricing structure on low-income families. And reason being is because for me, that just was not that's not how I have my daycare set up, okay? So a lot of, when we're talking about nonprofits and things like that, you know, can kind of cater to that community. So anyway, long story short, you guys, when I first started, I did that. My prices were so low that, you know, a low-income family could come in and literally pay $5 a week, you know, to enroll with me. And that was my thinking. Well, if I could do that, then, you know, man, I'll just, boy, you know, whatever. So what happened was, and there's a whole thing to that, so I mean, I don't want to jump off into that, but what happened was is that the state, they cut it off. They cut off the funding for low-income families. They put a cap on it, and you guys, this was maybe like, goodness, I want to say a couple of years after the recession. So, you know, my business got hit with the recession in 2008, I think it was. 2008, I think it was. I don't remember, y'all. Anyway, whenever the recession came in, y'all. My business got hit with that. And then a couple of years later, the state actually stopped, you know, they was not accepting any more low-income families. So if you was a low-income family, you could not go sign up for that. You would not be able to get assistance. And so then what happened was that I had to change everything. You know, I had to literally change my pricing structure because I could not rely on the state anymore to be able to bring in these families. And so it was my business took a hit. Now, if I had not have changed my pricing structure and basically changed it to the point where I was able to go after private pay clients, I would have had to close down. So the moral of that story is that, yes, you do want to, you know, we want to serve the community, right? And the community is everybody. The community is low income. It's anybody that you can serve, but I don't want you to just basically do that solely on one demographic, okay? You want to be able to serve everybody, right? Because once again, like in my situation, when the state shut that off, you know, I was in trouble. I was in trouble because I had relied so much. And so some of those parents, they had to take their children out, you know, because they were losing their assistance. So anyway, take that story, get the moral of that, use that for yourself to learn from my mistakes, okay? All right, so number 3 is setting your prices like everyone else's. Now, here's the deal with that. You guys, you are running a business, okay? And I know that I have to say this over and over again because we as childcare business owners, we do it for the children. That's, you know, every time I talk to somebody, it's always because I love working with kids. You know, I love working with kids. I love teaching. I love lesson plans. I love arts and crafts. You guys, Hobby Lobby is like my toy store. Okay. And I was somewhere the other day and, you know, all the holidays and stuff like that's coming up and they got these cute little Hobby Lobby sales and stuff. It's like cute little like gingerbreads and things like that kids can paint. And my husband, he's like, okay, Ashley, do not go near that area because I will just start grabbing stuff, you guys. I don't even own a daycare anymore. We just have one child, but I will grab that stuff just because I love arts and craft and I love teaching. So anyway, that's why I got into it because I love the teaching. But then the business side came into it and it kind of like in some ways for a few years, it kind of almost swallowed me whole. So you have to make sure that you're running your numbers to profit, okay? Because you are running a business. And, you know, honestly, I know that I've talked about this a lot as well, but a lot of people will say, well, you know, Ashley, we're doing it for the kids, right? And I don't want to talk about money and I don't want to talk about profiting because I feel that if I say that or talk like that, then I'm only doing it for the money. You know, hi, Angie. The thing is that you gotta be bringing this money in so that you can put it back into your program for quality. You know, like it's not going to work like that. At some point, things are going to need to be redone. The tables that you start off with, you're going to have to change those out. Do you want kids sitting at tables that are not working anymore or chairs that the legs are not, you know, working anymore? Or the curriculum, you guys, Curriculum has changed so much since I got started in 2005. I mean, now we got, you know, the STEM, the STEM stuff, which I love. I love that stuff. And you think about a lot of that stuff, you guys, especially when anything new comes out, it's pricey to get curriculums or just anything that you need to be able to upgrade the things that you're doing. So even if you're just getting started, I want you to be thinking down the road that whatever's going on right now, curriculum wise or anything of that nature, you're going to have to upgrade or replace those things. And if you're not profiting and there's no money in the bank account when it's time to do that, you can't provide quality. The kids won't have what they need. So yes, we have to talk about money. Yes, we have to talk about profiting. Yes, you've got to be looking at your numbers. Yes, we have to. We have to. It's no different than running a household, right? It's no different. You know, I have a 3-year-old and, you know, as a mom, I mean, she probably doesn't need she's got plenty of stuff, you guys. I need to throw this stuff away. But, you know, as a mom, it's like, you know, I want her to have the best. I want her to have the best. So that means that, you know, if the new latest thing comes out or whatever, and I feel that it's going to be beneficial to her with learning and things like that, I want her to have that, right? I remember even myself growing up. One big thing that was in my generation was when the computers came out, okay? Which is crazy. When, you know, you have the stores, they were selling the computers. And those things were pricey, you know, just coming out like that. I mean, so I remember my parents, you know, it took a while to get a computer in the house, right? But it's no different. You know, you got to be putting money back into your program because you're going to need these things. These things are going to come up. Not only that, maintenance, right? If you have a building or if you're doing it out of your home or whatever, the roof is going to need to be replaced at some point. You know, if it's too old, you might have to go in and redo plumbing. There's so much that is going to be needed as you move along this journey. So you got to have the money, and profit is important. Okay, y'all, I went down the rabbit hole again. All right. Now here's what I want you to consider. Here's the deal, because I've had this question asked too. Well, Ashley, I would love to charge on the higher end. And that is okay. I say go for that. Like if you want to come out of the gates and you're like, you know what, I want to kind of charge up here, then here's what I want you to understand. If you're going to do that, then number one, you're going to have to understand whoever is charging up here in your community, what they are offering, okay? You're going to have to understand what they're offering. And then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to either offer the same thing, and I always like to tell clients, do it better than them, okay? Here's another thing about pricing and just all of that, okay? It doesn't matter, okay? Pricing is like one thing, but the other piece to it is that people are going to take their children to someone that they like, know, and trust, okay? So, and that it doesn't matter how much that costs. And I'm talking about families that are, you know, they're looking for quality care, okay? Hi, let's see here. Libriana, I got it. Okay, hi Libriana, how are you? They're going to take their children to who they like, know, and trust, you know? And so there's a whole thing with that. But what I want you to take away from this is that you can charge. Do not be afraid to charge what somebody else is charging, okay? But if you can have the best, if you can create the best experience, and that's what it really boils down to. If I'm charging the same as the top-notch childcare program or daycare center or daycare home in my area, right? But my experience, when my families come in, they get this amazing experience. I guarantee you that they'll choose you over the other people. And the reason why is because, number one, these are people's children, you guys. So, you know, I'm a mom. I have to feel comfortable with who I'm leaving my, my child with. I have to feel like they're family in a way. Like I've got to feel that, right? And so creating the best experience, it's really honestly what will do anything. It doesn't matter what you charge. You got to create that experience for these clients that's coming, these families. So So if you do want to charge, you know, the higher end, make sure that what's on the inside matches that rate. Okay, matches that. It's got to match it, because if it doesn't, if you're charging up here and then, you know, parents come in and you got poor customer service, it's not structured, teachers come in and they don't know what they're doing for the day, it's babysitting, you're going to get a bad rep. And let me tell you this, guys, Google, the internet, Facebook reviews, all this stuff is huge. You do not want to get bad reviews. And it doesn't matter what you're charging, whether you're charging low, high, whatever. You know, if what's going on the inside is not the right way, it doesn't really matter. Okay. But at the end of the day, and this is what your end goal is, set your rates in a way that is going to be realistic. Okay. We got to be realistic about things. Obviously, you know, you can't be charging, there is no such thing as charging $500 a week for childcare. I don't know. I don't care where you're at, but that's unrealistic. Okay. So we want to be realistic. Yet at the same time, you want to allow for profit. Okay. And once again, why? Because you're going to have to be able to put back into your program to provide quality profit. This is what I want you, I don't tweet, but I do, Instagram. So I hashtag. So just somebody tweet this, comment below. Profit equals quality. So let's quit being afraid of the word profit. Let's stop being afraid about talking about the money, because that equals quality in your childcare business. And that is what your end goal is. Okay. Be realistic, set your prices so that you can be realistic, yet at the same time provide or be able to profit. And it's a balance there. Okay. And that's why you have to run your numbers. Okay. All right. So if anybody has any questions or anything like that, feel free to leave those below and start loading those up as I get ready to kind of close out here. Thank you so much, Libriana. Profit equals quality, you guys. I love it. So what I want to leave you guys is that I always, thank you so much, Rena. I always like to leave you guys with what I call a virtual goodie bag. So like if we were here together, I would have this cute little, you know what? I'm going to do that. I just had an idea. I am going to do that, you guys. I am going to go to Hobby Lobby, since I love to do that, and I'm going to make a little baggie. And whenever I do the end of my videos, I'm going to hold it up as our virtual goodie bag. Okay, just, oh my goodness, how to see how my brain just goes everywhere, guys, and especially when it comes to arts and crafts. Okay, your virtual goodie bag. If you want to dive, okay, hang on. I got, Latarsha says, okay, so she says, for example, if your rent is $1,000, how much profit should you need to make? Yes, that's such a good question. Okay, so here's what I always teach clients. 10%, okay? You guys need to be profiting. Your profit should be at least 10% of your revenue, okay? So after everything is done, everything is paid out, staffing, the whole 9 yards, you want to have at least 10% monthly. Okay, that's your percentage on that. That's a really good question too. So I don't know what, so actually, Latarsha, if your rent is $1,000, how much profit should you need to make? So it wouldn't really go off of what your rent is. It's going to go off of what your entire expenses are. So not only are you going to, so if you're doing this out of your home, or anywhere, it doesn't go off of just that rent only, but it goes off of everything. You probably know where I'm coming from with that. So, but that's a really good question. 10%, you guys, 10% is how much you should be profiting. At least that, okay? Anything under that, like if I'm working with a client and I'll see that number, I'm like, we got to get that up, because, you know, money is always needed. And I hate to say that, but it just is. It's just, y'all know that. There's always something that comes up. Always something that you're not prepared for. And that's just running a business. I mean, even a household. Me and my husband, we budget. And so we use the every dollar kind of system. And we actually have a section in our budget that says always something. Because always something pops up, something that wasn't expected or planned, that we got to have money for. So that 10% does help to be able to kind of cover those things as well. All right. Your virtual goodie bag, you guys. If you want to dive a little bit deeper into budgeting for a daycare business, I do offer what's called my Childcare Business Budgeting Made Easy course. Okay, I will leave the link below to that. You can look at that. But that actually, with that course comes what's called the CST Daycare Business Budgeting Workbook. It's an 8-page workbook. And I will walk you through every step of it. It covers revenue, your payroll expenses, and it's designed specifically for a daycare business. And it's literally what I used when I ran Ashley Angels. Of course, you know, those that actually are enrolled in it, they have like the latest and greatest, but it's what I used over the 10 years I ran my business. My husband is in accounting, so he actually kind of created it, and then we just kind of kept growing the little thing, and it's amazing. And that workbook has showed the $1,700 that owner was leaving on the table by her not pricing her structures, not structuring her prices right. It's also helped an owner go from not knowing what their profit was to understanding that they was profiting about $70K a year. And they did not even know that because they wasn't running their numbers. So that workbook, you guys, it's golden. Hang on, y'all. See, comments are coming in just a second. I'll leave that link below for that one. Yes, somebody said Dave Ramsey. Yes, ma'am, honey. Dave Ramsey is like every dollar budget. Yeah, if you know every dollar budget, then you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, Dave Ramsey is definitely what we do. Oh, let's see. Okay. Yes. I feel like something else came through. Oh, there it is. What accounting software did you use? QuickBooks. Who said that? I don't want to touch the screen up here because I feel like it's going to... LN. QuickBooks is what I use. QuickBooks is what I use. That's what I always tell clients that's what they need to be having. Very complex. It's a complex kind of thing, but I love QuickBooks because you can do so much in it. Everything that you need to do is all there. Your payroll, taxes, everything. It's all there. So, and they have a really, really great support. Customer support is great for QuickBooks. So yeah. Okay. You are so welcome. All right. So if you want to dive deeper into that, I'm going to leave the link to my Childcare Business Budgeting Made Easy course that has the workbook and all that stuff there. Also, if you're getting started, I've got 2 things for you. For the first thing I have that you can get right now is my free download. It's the roadmap guide. It is the how to get started roadmap guide. It's a 9-page guide that's going to kind of walk you through everything. Okay, we're back. It's saying I was having some connection issues. And then also, you guys, if you're getting started in the fall, you guys, we're hoping by November, we are going to be opening up our How to Get Started Academy. You guys, it is going to be absolutely like, if I would have had that, oh my goodness. Okay. So that's going to be open up this fall. Super excited about that. We're going to run you guys through, if you don't have the money, you don't know where to start, we're going to run you guys through that. You guys will go through an intense finance aspect of it. My husband's going to be guiding you through that. And then we're going to take you over into licensing. Then you'll come off to me. You'll go into licensing. And then from there, you'll go into automation. You guys, it's going to be really great. So, Dr. Joseph says, how long is the course? Okay. Which course are you referring to? Are you talking about the How to Get Started Academy or the Childcare Business Budgeting? The Childcare Business Budgeting, it is 4 modules and it has a bonus module in there. So the courses, you guys, are self-paced. So you can get in there, you can do, you know, what you need to and things like that. So if you ever enroll in single courses for me, they're self-paced. But if you're like in my academy or anything like that or mastermind, those are kind of different programs. So I hope that answered your question, Dr. Joseph. Okay, and then also if you are automating, down below, I'm also going to leave my childcare business automation checklist. Now, this is going to help you walk through your daycare business, okay, your home or whatever, to actually be able to see how automated is your daycare. Also, this month, you guys, for those of you that, some of y'all was in my, the back to school extravaganza thing that we did last month, that there is oh, this was not on my notes, so this is why it's not coming out right. But how to solve any problem in your daycare business within 8 weeks, you guys. That training is going to be going up again. And so if anybody is trying to automate, you definitely want to see that. It's free. You guys know that I do a lot of free, valuable trainings and things like that done. Yes, Dr. Joseph. Yes, the budgeting. Okay, great. I'm glad that answered your question. But the childcare business automation checklist, I'm going to leave that below. You guys, automation, like I said in the beginning of this video, changed my life. So if you do not know what childcare business automation is, if you don't have any clue about what it is, or maybe you do, but you need to kind of be able to see where your daycare business is currently standing right now with automation, this checklist is amazing. It will walk you through everything. And lastly, but not least, in my virtual goodie bag that I'm leaving to you is to join my private Facebook group community. If you're not a part of that community, you guys, there are over thousands of members in there who are getting started. Some are established, been in business for a long time. It's a great place to go in there and actually learn about business, the business side of your daycare. Okay. There's a lot of different Facebook groups out there, but not a lot of Facebook groups really focus on the business aspect of it. And, you know, and that's what we focus on in that group. And we really focus on automation. And then, of course, those that are getting started and things like that. So you can get in there for support. I'm very active in that group. If you do have a question, post it. If you want me to answer that question, tag me in a post so I can see that. But that is, great place to be if you're not a part of the group. Also, for the How to Get Started Academy, this hopefully, if the Lord's will be opening up in November, you guys. We will be having the wait list opening hopefully this month. And so that will be ready for you guys as well. Y'all, I am so excited. We only have 3 months left of the year, and I'm just like really excited with just everything that's going on. The Automation Academy, for those of you that are in the Academy, or if you've heard about it, I'm revamping that. I don't know. I just feel like this is like the time of the year for me, or at least in my business right now, where I'm just ready to like revamp things and refresh and update. Childcare Success Tools has been around for, it'll be 3 years in March coming up. So I love to be able to kind of get back into just updating and doing the teaching and all that good stuff. So anyway, I can't think of anything else. I hope this helped you guys. Once again, be sure to like, share, and love this video. If you're watching from YouTube, leave any comments below or anything like that, any questions below. Also, be sure that you do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel so that you can get updates and notifications of when I post up these valuable videos that's going to help you with your childcare business. And also, another last thing before I jump off of here. Somebody had asked me, when do I go live? They were like, I can never catch you, or I don't know when to catch you. So I go live every Wednesday between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So if you guys, you know, want to be here with me, and I know usually your notifications and things like that will let you know. But anyway, I thought that I would just kind of make that clear out there as far as when I go live. Unless something crazy happens in my schedule or anything like that. But usually every Wednesday between 11 and 12, you'll be able to catch me here live, and I'll be presenting you with valuable topics. If you do have any things you want me to talk about, leave those below as well in the comments, you guys. Have a great rest of your evening. It is afternoon here. So have a great rest of your afternoon. And I will see you guys, if the Lord's will, next Wednesday here at the same place. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your hearts and your likes and your loves and your shares. And I will see you guys in the next one.